This episode of the Kingdom of Graph is sponsored by the Autograph of the Month Club, where for just $20 a month, you can get a signed 8x10 photo in the mail. Please visit them at www.autographofthemonth.com. Use promo code KINGDOM to get a bonus welcome autograph with your first subscription to Autograph of the Month Club. Listeners, prepare thyself, for you are about to witness two fine gentlemen muse upon the fandom realm, for you have ventured upon the Kingdom of Graph. Hosted by Marco Guerrero and Michael Berkowitz.
Welcome to the Kingdom of Graph. This is Marco.
And this is Michael.
Michael.
I'm bringing some sophistication today to the podcast. I have my new authentic, well, I don't know about authentic, but it's a Japanese tea mug.
Wow.
With this authentic sandalwood handle.
Talk about cultural appropriation.
Hey, you know what? We got to bring it.
Made by some guy in Portland, right? Some artisan in Portland.
No, I bought this on Amazon, so it probably came from China.
So it's hockey season, I'm guessing, right?
Oh yeah, Kings game. Actually, they're the game's starting right now. But I'd rather be here with you and these fine folk than watching my team.
I used to be like really into basketball in the Portland Trailblazers. I know like they're playing right now, but the way sports has gotten, the score could be whatever to whatever. Only the last like 2 minutes of the game actually matter now.
That's the problem that I have with basketball. One of the biggest things I have a problem with basketball is the last 2 minutes take a good like 25% of the entire game. They drag those last 2 minutes out. It's absolutely insane.
Well, it becomes like a chess match usually. Yeah. If it's
and then the fouling on purpose to slow it down, so they have to do free throws instead of and picking which player you're gonna hit him, so that it's just.
I mean, that was more like 10 years ago. I don't think they play that way anymore. Now it's basically basketball has turned into 3-point. Like Shaq actually had this conversation in Barkley, this debate a couple days ago. And there was a lot of things about how basketball basically has turned into nothing but 3-pointers. They cross half court, they shoot the three. They either make it, somebody gets a rebound, they go down, shoot a three, somebody makes a rebound. And there's no more inside game. There is no more of that. And
end of the big man.
Yeah. I think it's, again, because they're so quick.
It looks like Mike was in here about a day early and left all these comments for us. Mike, it's good to see you, buddy. How are you doing? Yes, I did get the vaccine and I have not turned into a zombie. I am still here. I hope people enjoyed my little vaccine vlog. The second one's going to be interesting. I know a lot of people that have gotten the second one and they've gotten their asses kicked. So that second shot's going to be talk about baseball. Mike wants us to talk about baseball.
The most boring sport ever?
Yeah, Mike, here's my problem with baseball. I'm going to be 100% real with you right now.
Watch paint dry?
I've been to Dodger games. I grew up in Southern California. I've been to Dodger games. You go to a Dodger game to enjoy the food, not the baseball. I have never seen more people eating in my entire life than going to a Dodger game. That's all everybody does is eat. And then when you watch it on TV or on radio, they have to hire these really eccentric personalities to make it exciting.
The commentators, that's why now the whole thing is they have to have one actual person who knows the sport, and then one person to just keep you entertained the other half. Like, I know Monday Night Football had like Dennis Miller on for like a bunch of while, just, and I don't know. Like I said, with baseball, I played baseball for a little bit, and it was just waiting to hit, there was just so much waiting.
I think everybody knows I'm a huge hockey fan. I have tattoos for I'm wearing a freaking Los Angeles Kings shirt right now. I have tattoos for the Los Angeles Kings. I am a diehard, massive hockey fan. Going to a baseball game compared to a hockey game was such an interesting experience because... Hang on a second. Oh, here you go. It's dinner time. This is the new cat, everybody. This is Katya. Hi, Katya. All right. There you go. Kendall's getting Katya for dinner time.
Oh, you're going to eat the cat?
Yeah, it's cats for dinner. Raise them up, stuff them up a little bit. So, very true of Dodger games. I feel the same. I feel like it was the same at Angels games. Yeah, so that was the thing. Like, coming from a hockey game, like, when the period... So, hockey obviously has 3 periods. When the period starts, the fans are... Unless you were stuck in line at the concessions... The fans are trying to come back to the seats, right? You're trying to come back and watch the 20-minute period. At a baseball game, totally different. Yeah. There was barely anybody ever in their seats. They were in the concession areas because they have TVs set up everywhere. And they're just drinking beer, eating hot dogs, looking at like, why did you go to the game? You could have done this on your couch.
Well, I mean, I think that's why, like, it's like when you go back to like NASCAR, right? I think it's all about the alcohol.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, NASCAR is really just like...
Yeah, it's like every couple of days. Boom.
Yay! I don't know what you're watching, It's like, can you even tell, like, who's ahead, who's not ahead, who's being lapped and who's not being lapped without the board, I guess?
Yeah, you need the board because people go around when they do their little pit stop, right? You don't know who's how many laps anymore when that starts. Mike, yeah, hockey can definitely be a lot if you don't know the rules and stuff. They've done a lot of work in the last 5 years to kind of streamline the rules a little bit more and speed the game up some more. I think they've done a good job of that, but there's still a lot of stuff like, see, not only am I a hockey fan, I grew up playing hockey. So like I live, eat, sleep, breathe hockey. But
yeah, well, I guess I grew up. I played basketball. I played in high school, junior high. I mean, I used to before school. I was one of the kids that before school I was in the gym playing basketball. During the 15-minute break between, after second period, I was playing basketball. At lunch, I was playing basketball. After school, I was playing basketball.
And so the real question is: was your hair as short as it was in the photo that you put up with that Karen liked?
Oh, no. I had, like, floppy hair.
Floppy hair.
Back in the mid-'90s, it was you had the shaved on the sides with the long,
Are you saying a mullet?
No. Like, it was shaved all the way around.
On the side.
And then the hair just kind of flopped down to, like, here. Oh. So, like, when I'd run, it would just...
Ooh. So you had that flow going.
Yeah. And
that flow's important.
And so, yeah, it was funny. I filmed for a project, a Spanish class. We had the option we were supposed to get in front of the class, the group of 4, and do like a skit. Well, I was really into AV and filming, and so I asked if we could film it. And so I wrote this thing in Spanish called Die Hard 4 Mexican Terrorists from Somewhere in Mexico. And I was playing and it was basically me speaking Spanish and everybody else going, "Sí, no." And so, I had taken my hair because, like I said, it was that like style, and I put it up in like 2 pigtails, and I had like this full-on beard. And
Poldark is calling you out for a bowl cut. Is that what did you do with a bowl on your head?
No.
Nah.
But, back then it was just like that was the style. I think you had, like I said, it was, around the grunge time, like it was just like long, but like, that like the piece here was just completely shaved to the side.
Yeah.
And then it just
kind of like this, shaved on the sides, but then going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, Mike and Carrot, yeah, they've done some work to try to kind of chill fighting in hockey. But yeah, I've been in my fair share of hockey fights too, both when I'm playing hockey and as a fan in other arenas. I may or may not have been in some fights, but I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Yeah. Well, have you got? But see, sports shows that we can transition this into stuff. Like one of my favorite shows of all time is Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
And it's not really about football. I mean, it's set. The setting is football, but
no, it's not about football.
But it's not really about football. And a personal experience with that, when I did the signing with Summer Glau, right? She had just got back from an audition to be on the show, to star in the show, because they were casting. And she was super excited because she's from Texas and they were going to film in Texas, and she really wanted the part but didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, like Friday Night Lights, that show was just really, really good. And right now, All American on the CW is really good.
Adam, we'll get to your question, Adam, when we're done talking. I don't want to interrupt the kind of sports segment, but I see your question, and I really appreciate you asking Marco and I a question. So we'll get to that one. I think I was actually going to talk about. So we just dropped a video today. If you guys haven't seen it yet, we dropped our heavy hitters box, and this is one of the items we got. We got the talk about sports movies. We got the Emilio Estevez mini helmet, which I am keeping for my collection because. Did you happen to see, Marco, that they dropped a trailer?
For the Mighty Ducks?
They dropped a trailer for the new Mighty Ducks show.
It comes out
in March.
I did see they had some clips of the Soprano prequel movie with his son.
I didn't catch that. I caught the Mighty Ducks trailer.
But, hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Okay. While Marco's doing that, let's see. All-time favorite sports movie from Mike is Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. That's a great movie, Mike. Adam, what time is it in the UK right now? Marco's back. Are you preparing for your favorite autograph later? Oh, you can't hear me yet.
All right.
Were you preparing for Adam's question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go pull it off the wall.
I can't pull mine off the wall. So yeah, the trailer. Oh yeah, of course, Ryan with Days of Thunder, his favorite movie, the NASCAR movie, Days of Thunder. No, the Mighty Ducks trailer. So for anybody who hasn't seen it, it actually looks an interesting plot. The Mighty Ducks are the bad guys.
Well, yeah, that's
it's actually. Yeah, isn't that what they're doing now? They're taking it's like the Cobra Kai move, where like Ralph Macchio's the bad guy. So yeah. the Disney show coming out, for people who haven't seen it, there's like a 1 minute long trailer, and it starts off with the Mighty Ducks are like this hot shot youth team, and this woman's the main mother star of the show, her son gets
call her Karen.
Karen. Yeah, Karen. Her son gets told he's not good enough for the team, and she has a problem with that, and so she decides to make her own team, and they find this rink to practice at, and that's where Coach Bombay is like the maintenance guy at this rink. Like it's his rink, and it looks good. It's definitely more still that family friendly Mighty Ducks feeling. I wonder.
Honestly, I couldn't. I remember the Mighty Ducks. I'm not 100% sure I watched them.
Yeah,
because it was around the time that I didn't have a TV.
So now you gotta rewatch the Mighty Duck movies because
watch them for the first time.
Watch them for the first time. I have a feeling that they're gonna pull the Mandalorian Cobra Kai tricks and start bringing in like past characters to kind of help the kids out. You know what I mean?
Except for that one who was like a homeless guy for like.
He's turned his life around again.
Is he?
That was his rock bottom. I think Brendan, he's in the bunker, Wet Movie 1. He is friends with him. I'm pretty sure, like in real life, friends with him, and he's kind of turned his life around. Ryan, what you just said, Mystery Alaska is my favorite sports movie ever, hands down. That's my answer. Mystery Alaska is.
I thought it was going to be the cutting edge.
If anybody wants to see a good hockey movie, Mystery Alaska, best hockey movie ever made.
I had a friend growing up, and she made me watch The Cutting Edge like once a month. Mm-hmm. All right, so my autograph is this one right here. I'm just going to read it before I'm going to read it before I show it to you.
Drum roll.
You do the drum roll. I'm going to be reading what it says.
Okay.
It says, Marco, I'm a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by, and then it says, by, and then it has in parentheses, Hulk smash. Thank you, sir, Tom Hiddleston.
I knew that was going to be it. I'm so jealous of that autograph that he. So for those that don't know, Tom did sign for Marco back in the day, and they had like a full-on
4.5 hour signing session.
Yeah, like Tom he kept stopping and talking to you.
Yeah,
right?
like he's one of the, like most of the times actors can do like 1,000 in like an hour and a half. Like if they just sit down and sign, they can still talk a little bit, but Tom couldn't sign and talk at the same time. Yeah, and so he would sit there and sign like 10. And like he would also make sure that like his signature was perfect on every single one.
I do think that Tom probably is, in my opinion, the most heavy-handed signature right now. Like big time signature. Like all of his signatures look like he really pushes into the paper on each one. Like there's that when he uses the paint pen, it's got those like spread lines, you know?
Yeah.
He definitely has a heavy-handed signature.
Yeah, it's so that's one of my favorite autographs that I have.
So I can't put mine up here, but I can take a picture of it. It's actually in our bedroom, and people are going to be surprised because this is a no-name. These people are no-name people, but there's a thing in Ashland, which is near where we live in Oregon, called the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and there was a play. It was not Shakespeare, but there was a musical play called The Unfortunates that was up here that Kendall and I saw. I think we saw it 3 times up here, and then we went down to San Francisco to see it one time. And I have this custom framed. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. And they did these like special art prints on the special kind of paper, and each one of the prints is signed by the cast, and then the poster is in the middle, and that's signed by the cast. Well, the main 4 cast. And so that's my prized autograph. And I'm probably the only person in the world that has this.
I'll one up you on that one.
Uh-oh.
So back for the first C2E2, I was experimenting with bringing actors to conventions. And so I had reached out and I got 3 actors from True Blood, right? Kristen Bauer, oh man, what's his name? Played Sam Trammell. It was the bartender dude, who owned the bar, and Debbie. Debbie. I don't know. She was the werewolf chick from season like 2 or 3. Okay. And the actress, the third one, the actress, she wasn't, she had a small role, but she was in a show, one of my favorite shows, The Middleman, on ABC Family. It was like when ABC Family first came out. And so I reached out once I got her to come to the rest of the cast and did a whole Middleman reunion and had the writer, director, the whole cast all came, and I flew them out and put them up and brought them. And, the show got canceled. I think there was only like 10 or 12 episodes in the whole series. But I brought them out. So I have a special print that I designed, signed by each one, and each one of them kind of wrote their own little thing on it.
That's awesome.
And it was crazy. I didn't really sell much. I mean, I ended up losing like 15 grand, and that's where I told you like that story where I almost
that was
quit.
The one where you were almost done, yeah.
And then I did the Emilia Clarke signing like 2 months later. But yeah, that one is an awesome one too. It's just, and again, I could probably count on my hand how many people watch The Middleman.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I feel I completely understand you with that one, because it's just like, how many people are going to be like, oh yeah, that's an awesome autograph, but for you personally, it's, it means a lot to you. And same for not just the for us, not just the play itself, but to Kendall and I, this thing that we fell in love with and bonded over, and it has a lot of meaning. So it will always be. I don't think, even if I got an autograph of somebody extremely famous, like, I don't know, like even if I got like a Heath Ledger, this would still be my favorite autograph piece over Heath Ledger. Let's see. My favorite autograph is this no-name guy in Oregon, but he's kind of into shooting. So that's funny, Ryan. You don't have my autograph yet. Like, oh, you have it on a card, I guess. Hey Nick, good to see you. All right, so I think there's something else we got to talk about before this we miss out in this show. Somebody dropped a couple of variants.
Oh yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. One of them sold out.
What?
Yeah, the glamour or Photoshop or photo shoot print.
The photoshopped.
The photo shoot print.
Okay, so there's one more variant left.
Yeah, the sci-fi variant. And she was in the show for, I think, probably at least 13 episodes or 10 episodes.
Okay.
Something like that. So she had a fairly regular role the first couple seasons.
Do you want to go over those kind of hints you sent me?
Sure. We'll start off with the exclusive hint that what the viewers get, and that is whether she's older or younger than me.
And this is his actual age, not the age you guys think he is.
Yeah, she is younger than me.
Okay, younger than Marco.
Been in over 30 different things.
Okay.
Was in 3 shows that featured superhuman, superpowered people. Mm-hmm. 2 shows that were kind of supernatural themed, and one of them may have actually been supernatural.
May or may not. You cannot confirm or deny if she's been in Supernatural.
And I'm just saying 2 supernatural themed shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's, and obviously she's an actress.
So, and obviously you get the hint about the sci-fi. The photo shoot doesn't really help with a hint.
Well, it's just, like actresses, they have glamour shots and like special, but sometimes they're like really, really like crazy good ones.
So here's my question, and you can refuse to answer it if you so wish. Is the photo that everybody gets of a specific show or movie of hers?
One of her sci-fi shows. Like a bigger one that she's known for.
Like her most popular.
Yeah,
so she did have like one most popular that.
Yeah. I mean, she's still a character actress, but like, it's one of those people that you're like, oh, okay, I've seen her, and especially the people that watch the kind of stuff we do. Right.
I like that. That gets me excited.
And like I said, also, you can't find her signature. She's never signed. Like, you can go to eBay, put in her name, not going to find it. Sold, even up there, right? You can go on Google, try to find a sample of her autograph, not going to find it. So everybody who signs up this month, they're going to be the first people with her autograph, basically.
That's exciting. So, and then if you get the variant, like I picked up both variants, and it sounds like Toxicity picked up the Toxicity. Did you get just the photo shoot, or did you get both variants? But anybody,
well, I'll tell you, it's like what it is. It's a photo shoot. There's those like photographers in Hollywood that do these really cool settings and.
Are we talking like an entertainment magazine photo shoot?
Even better.
style?
Like it's like they're crazy photo shoots. Like I wouldn't take a print that is just somebody like in a nice outfit. You know what I mean? Like this photo of her is insane.
Okay.
That's why I only did 15 of them, because I wanted it to be special.
That's awesome. I'm going to let you address the shade that Mike just threw at you.
Yes, Mike. She's even under 100. She's even under 100, right?
This Marco age thing is just it's not aging at all. It's just staying relevant.
I want to be so cruel right now, but I'm not. I could be so mean right now, but I'm a nice guy, right? Because there's something I want to show you, Mike.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to.
Oh, Mike.
I love you, man. You know that, right?
And then Karen's being nice, so she's under 30.
Actually, I'll go ahead and I'll answer that one. No.
Ooh, so now we've narrowed it down to between 30 and 50.
30 and 100.
30 and 100. My bad.
But yeah,
I don't know how many people are going to get what you just did besides me, you, and Mike.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, there is still one of the variants, the sci-fi variant is still available. We picked up both. You can always, that we'll always get all the variants. So I'm excited. I know Marco's talked about, how this came about, and I still don't know the signer. I know I've heard some people think like that I'm involved somehow with knowing this. I asked Marco not to tell me. I don't want to know.
Even like when we set up these live streams, I have to go around and make sure I have nothing on my computer screen.
Yeah.
On any of my tabs, anything open, any kind of like anything, just that he might, because what it is because of OBS is the only thing that he can see my camera, so I have to screen share when we do these chats for him.
Yeah.
And so
there's one time Marco messed up, and it was because I truly believe it's because Marco gave up, and it was DJ.
Well, no, he kept like asking me like every 5 minutes. One time I was so tired, and I was like, yeah, well, and DJ said this, and I'm like, oh crap.
It was super funny because I was talking about something about it came up about taking stuff from the set, and you're all, yeah, DJ told me about how he always takes something from the sets, and I was like, oh, so you talked to DJ recently, huh?
There's an email went out this morning at about 8:45 a.m. with the variants.
Mike. That's all between you two, Mike. You can throw all the shade at him for that one.
That's what you get. That's what you get. You come for the crown, that's what you get.
In Mike's defense, he can't see how old you look.
There you go.
If he could, he might have gone 60 or 70, according to some of our viewers.
Well, I did trim up my beard a little bit.
It looks good. It looks good. But anyway, that was
I
funny.
did try dyeing my beard a little bit. The problem is the parts that are gray are the parts that are shorter, and they grow back like not even a couple days later.
Oh.
So it's like, even if I do like...
Wear it with pride, man. That's what I do.
Oh, I did it once, and I was like, okay. It just looked weird.
Okay, yeah, Karen. Sometimes it drops. I'm assuming, Karen, you're talking about Gmail. Yeah, sometimes it drops into the different ones.
The spam filters?
No, so like it breaks it up and it's like you're a promotion. You're not in the main box.
Got it.
That's annoying when it doesn't go into the primary, because now it's like Gmail's created where it might not be in your spam folder, but you have to protect your social media folder and your promotion folder.
You can go, and then if you there's an option on the left where you just hit all mail.
Yeah,
it'll always show you.
Regardless, I'm sure even not getting the variants, the fact I'm excited to see who the signer is. I'm gonna throw something up in the bunker tomorrow for us to do our guessing game. I was waiting for this go live, so I'll throw something up in the bunker tomorrow for the guessing game. The photo shoot doesn't really help the guess, so really it's the sci-fi superpowered shows. May or may not have been on Supernatural. So
I will say there was also a trading card set done on one of the shows that she was in. Actually, multiples of the shows. But, her agent pretty much turned down all autographing offers without even inquiring.
And then you just found a way to skirt around it?
Well, I just happened to know somebody who knew somebody. This was kind of one of these things that, just came to be. But
I don't know why agents do this. I don't know why.
Well, because it's not worth their time a lot of the times, because they get 10%. So 10% of not very much is not very much.
But 10% of not very much to do nothing?
Well, it depends. Like, some agencies are huge, right? Yeah. And so they're dealing with a lot of people. Then some are super small. That's why, it's again, just like anything else, it's all about who you know. And I built up, relationships that I've built up over the 15 years and that kind of stuff. And, I've actually had other agents reach out to other agents on my behalf, to get things going.
Yeah. Then again, I can't see how old I look.
Nice. Who's Daniel?
Don't look a day over however
Daniel
old you are.
Naprus.
Who?
Daniel Naprus. Adam was saying that.
Oh yeah, he got two. Adam, do you work for a company? I saw you say you got 2 autographs done. Daniel Naprus, and what was the other one? There was another one.
David Pross. He's the guy that did.
No, he got Daniel Naprus and Spencer Wilding. Now I got to look up who those people are, man.
Yeah, let us know in the chat, Adam. It'll be easiest.
Yeah, do you work for a company? Do you have a thing? Oh, Spencer Wilding. I just saw him. What movie was he just in? He was in Rogue One, Guardians of the Galaxy. No, I saw him in something different. Maybe it was Rogue One.
Both played Darth in Rogue One. Oh, okay.
Oh, they played Vader? Okay. That's cool. Rogue One was a good movie. I actually enjoyed that one.
I did too.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Anyway, anybody else have anything for us? I'm excited for this autograph of the month for February. Anybody else have any questions?
What about like new shows that have been dropping lately? Have you had a chance to watch anything?
God, no.
The Rookie's come out, and it's been pretty good this season.
I haven't watched The Rookie. Really, like Kendall and I, we have one show that we watch religiously when it comes out, and that's The Challenge on MTV. We absolutely love that show.
The Challenge?
It's so The Challenge is basically, MTV had The Real World and Road Rules. Those were their like 2 big original reality TV shows back in the day. And then they created The Challenge, which was The Real World versus Road Rules. So they came back and they put these people in a house together and they'd have them compete, like kind of almost like Survivor in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this right now is the 36th season of The Challenge. 36. season of the challenge, and it's changed into there's people from Survivor, from Big Brother, from all these different reality TV shows, and they bring them in and they have them do these crazy hard challenges against each other, and they eliminate each other, and it's just really entertaining. I've watched it since the beginning, and Kendall's kind of gotten into it also.
Congratulations, Nicholas.
Yeah, Nick, you're up to what is that now, 4? Marco, you're gonna have to slide in and getting Nick's autograph before it goes to his head.
There we go.
You have to 4 acting gigs now. What is it? I've been watching both 911 and 911 Lone Star, as well as Batwoman. Okay, Karen, no shade to 911. I know it's a show. I can't watch it. Being somebody who's worked in 911 and currently works in law, I can't watch those.
I watched the first half of the first season.
I just can't, when I hear the way that they take calls and stuff, and I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. Congratulations, Nick, man. 4 gigs already. That's incredible. Can't wait to know when they're out, and make sure you let us know, and then Marco will book you as a guest to talk about
the experience of the voice acting.
Yeah, because I just think back to Con Man.
It reminds me of probably the greatest death scene in all of TV or movie history. And that is when Paul Rubens dies in Buffy.
Oh my god!
And it goes on for a minute.
Yeah.
And then in the post-credit scenes, it continues.
The original Buffy movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah, where he's still actually not dead.
Yeah. Well, have you seen? What was it? Into the Shadows or Behind the Shadows or whatever.
Oh, What We Do in the Shadows?
What We Do in the Shadows. The new series in the newer one.
Yeah, the one that Takai is a producer instead of being in it.
Right.
Yeah.
But then there's the episode where he's in it and they have the Council of Vampires. That scene is epic.
I know, that's such a good one. Karen says she started Altered Carbon the 2nd season, but can't get into it. Plus, I heard Netflix canceled it with a cliffhanger.
Well, I don't know if they canceled it with a cliffhanger.
I did hear that Altered Carbon season 2 was not as good as season 1.
I liked season 2.
I have no way to talk about it.
Mainly because of it circles around the Poe character a lot. His character is, I think what a lot of people don't like about it is in Altered Carbon, it's one of those things where it's kind of like the 100 towards the end, where people can store their life, their memories, their consciousness into chips. And that could get downloaded into different skins or bodies.
You mean this thing?
Yeah, there you go. One of those. And so what happened is, the first season had Joel McKinley. And then the second season, the same character is played by Anthony Mackie.
It's a brilliant way to keep your costs down for your actors, because you can kind of just bring in a new person every time.
You could, but
almost like the Doctor Who method.
Yeah, and so it's hard, especially when you get used to one character, then switching over to another one. Mm-hmm. I can see where it is, but that's where I think characters like the Poe, which tie both seasons together. Yeah. And then in that season, he's going through where his software's so old, he's glitching and kind of. Yeah, there's a struggle where he needs to reboot, then reset his systems. But in doing so, erases who he is, and it brings up that question, right? Like with AI. If an AI has been alive for a couple hundred years and developed its own, like say Data from, right? Like its Data has built up this entire or actually the Star Wars movie, what they did with C-3PO in the last movie, where when they had to reset him. So that same storyline was played out in Altered Carbon Season 2 with Poe, where if he has
spoilers.
Where he, in order to help the main character, right? Like he's glitching out, but the problem is every time he glitches, he puts things in danger, messes things up, forgets things, and he's using like Post-it notes to remember stuff. When he's an AI computer, and
so is the idea that he's been alive for so long that his memory is just full?
His memory's full. Like he's just like there was kind of like a virus or a bug or something like attacked it, and so he, in order to like reset, he has to kind of reboot, power down, reboot, and kind of like reset everything. But in doing so, erases who he is, what he's accumulated, over the years. So that's what, and they play it out so well, and you just feel so bad for him, and like because it's just like the same with like C-3PO. Like when you watch it, I mean they wrote it off, in like a 5-minute scene in Star Wars,
because it's essentially the character's dying. Is the essential thing. That the character as you know them is dead. Right.
And so it's like, like in Star Wars, they kind of threw it away where they did the whole thing in 5 minutes, right? Like, okay. Yeah. Well, in season 2 of Altered Carbon, it plays out through the whole season. He denies to do it. And he struggles with it. And then there's a point in the series where he has to like, everybody's going to die or I reboot type of thing. and there's just memories and stuff that he wants to hold on to, it's just heartbreaking in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about season 2.
That's one of the best things about what you do with your company is now I have Lucifer on my list to watch. I have Altered Carbon on my list to watch. You really kind of, I think that there's a difference of opening up somebody's eyes and giving them an autograph of a character who, again, we've talked about it on this show. How many times is there a show that you watch where the main character is your favorite character?
Yeah.
0. If anybody watches a show and they're like, man, the main character is the best character on that show, you got to watch the other characters. Because the supporting cast is what makes a show. And I think that's what's, you nail it with them all the time. So.
I mean, it's a combination. It's a thing, you know what I mean? Like to me, like all the shows, like you'll see like when there's a major event happen, right? All of the shows will copy that storyline, right? And it's just, and my fun with writing and stuff like that is you just start noticing these patterns. Every single show, sci-fi show's done that, Groundhog Day episode. It's just curious to see how they approach it. How do these people approach it? How do these cast of characters handle it? You know what I mean? Like, because, it's always the same and that story's been told 1,000 times. And that's what it is. That's what writing is. That's what shows are. It's like, how will this group of 5 people handle this situation? Right? And that's what I used to love USA when they had that slogan, like characters matter or like characters.
Yeah, it was all about the characters from their shows.
Like character driven, stories.
Yeah, exactly. That was in their like big heyday of Psych and Monk and
Burn Notice and
those big shows.
Yeah. There was a lot of great USA shows like that. And And so, to me, when you have those supporting characters and the supporting cast that really can hold up a show, right? Because again, the actors, the shows that kind of tend to do bad are the shows that have to rely on the main character in 90% of the scenes, right? That was one of the things with, like, when we talked to Nick, it was a little bit harder on him on Carnival, because the show's in the Depression area. It's all dusty, it's all dirty, and most of the other characters had like a few scenes in an episode, but he's in like almost every scene.
Yeah.
And so and he was coming from movies and TV, and it's just a different animal. You're working crazy more hours and stuff like that, and it's an adjustment. And but that's why those characters, I think, are important. I mean, give me another show, like an example of. I mean, it's I
mean, we talked about it. We talked about it with my favorite show that's still not back. I'm still waiting for, but our favorite show, Evil.
Right.
You have these incredible lead actors. You have 3 lead actors, right? You have the doctor, the priest, and the demon. Those are your 3 leads. But the best character on the show is Ben the Magnificent. He's the best character on the show because he's that one this is who people are. This is the skeptic. He's our voice. And he's the one going, wait a second. But then at the same time, he's the one leaning into maybe it's real. Maybe it's not. Like, that's why he's a great character. And that's why Marco's going to get him to sign one day. But
Zach, I'm waiting for The Stand to finish up, and then I'll kind of binge watch them.
Marco likes to do the just watch through the season.
Yeah, originally I thought it was only going to be like 6 episodes like the original, but it turned out like they're doing like a whole like 13 episodes of The Stand, I think.
If you notice, like, we haven't talked about so Kendall and I will watch it, or Kendall's not watching the show, I am. But like WandaVision, Marco and I we'll talk about WandaVision when it's done. Marco will watch the whole series.
I actually have watched the first.
Oh, you are watching them?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna wait.
I don't know. I just was bored and I started watching it because they weren't that long.
What do you think? We'll end with our WandaVision first 3 episode reviews.
It's good. I like what they're doing. It's confusing unless you really know, like, the universe. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm confused and I don't know that much about this stuff. But like, I'll be on like TikTok and somebody will be like explaining, like, oh yeah, this necklace means that this person is so and so, and their husband is so and so that they're referring to, and they catch all of the Easter eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many Easter eggs in the show. First of all, the amount of Easter eggs is crazy. I really enjoy it because it's my kind of, it's a slow burn, but I like that. Like, I like that feeling. Like, I don't know. We want to talk about bringing in, like, let's talk about bringing in like video games. That feeling of the beginning of like a Resident Evil game or the beginning of a BioShock game where you just have this feeling like something's wrong, but you're still going through it.
And it's, one of our...
And the first episode where the guy's choking and you're like, the laugh track stops, the music changes.
And they start glitching.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, what? And just that, and then it's like, oh, let's go back. And they're doing that really well. From what I've seen, episode 4, the little preview that's out there, it looks like shit's about to pick up big time.
Like, I mean, in the last episode, they introduced the new Iron Man / person that ties together all of the worlds, Rambo, Agent Rambo.
Yep. Agent Rambo,
and she's the one that in Captain Marvel, the little girl, and she becomes like a master engineer who's who rivals.
Isn't she Ironheart or something?
Yeah, Ironheart. Yeah, but like her engineering skills rival that of Tony Stark.
Tony.
Yeah. And so she's going to be the linchpin for all the Marvel movies coming forward in the next phase.
Okay.
And this was kind of our first introduction to her.
Yeah, and it looks like the next episode is going to be a lot about her, like finding the town.
Yeah, I saw like some kind of an extended clip or something.
Yeah, it shows like it's about to open up.
Yeah,
it's about to.
And Randall Park makes his first appearance.
And they kind of spoiled that he's the voice that's been trying to reach her. So yeah, I'm excited for it. We'll touch base on it next week. We may have a guest. Who knows? You guys will have to tune in to see.
Let me just these last questions real quick.
Oh yeah, let's hit these.
I never did get Cloris Leachman's autograph. When I went to the set and I was on the show, I took pictures with everybody. Like I've got like 20 some pictures with different people because it was the wedding episode in the series finale. So all of the cast, all of the recurring characters, and all the special guests were all there, even Kenny Loggins. And so, but I didn't ask for autographs. I just took photos with everybody. Sabrina, I watched the first season and I think the second season. Then it got a little crazy and I just never got back to it.
Kendall loves Sabrina. I think she's caught up, but Kendall really loves Sabrina. Mike must be watching this on like a delay or something. Mike's going to think, Mike, when you look back at this, you're going to think we're psychic.
Cicely Tyson, rest in peace. Why do I know that?
Yeah, Mike, I could understand. It'd be difficult to watch WandaVision without being able to see everything going on. Because even with seeing everything going on, it's confusing.
Yeah.
So just listening to it, it would be very... Like, if you're just listening to this cheesy laugh track show, I would turn it off also.
I do like how each episode kind of advances a generation of TV, too. So, like, the last one was the 70s, early 80s type. And then, it went from like the 50s in the first one to the 60s in the second one, and then the 70s, 80s. And
it's an interesting dynamic.
So we're seeing like different generations of TV.
Yeah.
I think that's why it jumped, from black and white to color.
Yeah, Mike, I totally understand what you're saying, though. I would have a tough time too. Like Marco said, Marco and I are pretty nerdy, and if it's difficult to follow watching it, it'd be even harder to just listen to what's going on.
Like I said, it's just all of the stuff, it's hard to get because it's all cloaked in,
Yeah. We'll find out next. My personal feeling is if you watch the first 3 episodes, I think things are about to take off at the 4th one. I think this 3rd episode turned a corner, and we're about to hit reality.
Yeah, I've already seen like where people's like theories, and they're like, if you look at this comic and this necklace and this thing, then this is the bad guy and this is what happened, and it basically, not to spoil much, but it basically it's all from the last movie, basically.
My whole problem with everything is, the main theory out there is it's her. She's doing this all.
Yes and no.
There's people who are just like, it's just her. She's doing it all because her mind finally snapped, and she is the multiverse of madness that's coming.
There's a snap, but there's... let's just say the Crowley of the Marvel Universe is involved.
All right. So that's a good way to leave it off. We'll touch on the next episode. If we don't have a guest next week, we'll touch on episode 4. But yeah, thanks everybody. It has descriptive audio, but I still not get it. Even with descriptive audio, dude. Descriptive audio probably would make it even more confusing.
Yeah, it's just like I said. It's like I said. You'd have to have like super crazy comic book store knowledge of the thing to make sense of it. And like I said, I have no clue what's going on. I'm interested to see what happens because it's just weird as hell. And like I said, I only know because I've, stumbled across a couple of videos of fan theories, Mm-hmm. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and say good night, everybody.
Later, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate everybody being here. For just us, we had almost as many people as we do with having a guest. So that means a lot for you guys to come here for just little old us.
2 guys and no pizza.
2 guys, no pizza. Bye, everybody.
All right.